Hi again. This is a bit off the cuff. In a recent video I showed you the tongue drum that I've been using, percussion instrument. And this is another instrument that like the tongue drum. I've had this for years. I got it in Turkey. It's called a Bağlama Saz, or Saz for short. And I've had this for ages and never really took the time to learn it. I'm hardly saying I'm learning it. I've now done a couple of YouTube tutorials, and I've at least learned how to tune it in a non-traditional tuning that's a bit easier than the Turkish tuning that I had tried before. And it's a really lovely sound. So why am I doing this now? There are a few reasons. One is after doing the Turn album, I really felt a strong need not to repeat myself. And when I started looking back at old songs and think, oh, this is the one that I'll get these ones recorded now, it always just sounded like the same old thing. So I set myself some rules that should stop me from repeating myself too much musically, and so there's a lot of avoiding things that I've done before. Another reason is I like producing short instrumentals to try and get them into music libraries and so on, and one of the best pieces of advice I got in doing that was just to do something that other people don't do. And there are not a lot of people using tone drums for that kind of music. There's not a lot of people using saz. I've got a few other things that are quite unusual. So I thought, well, it'd be good to actually get some skills in this, actually try and learn it a bit. So I'm never going to be a great saz player at all, or even probably learn any good traditional Turkish stuff, but I can use it as a flavour. What I found interesting, and I didn't realise when I put it into this tuning that I learned from an American guy on YouTube, is that the scale that he was showing us is called the Hijaz scale, and that's A, B flat, C sharp, D, E, F, G, A. That is actually the same scale as the tongue drum, so there's quite a lot of potential there to make interesting music with the two instruments. I think another thing that's happening is going right back to my roots. One of the first kinds of music that really inspired me to want to do this at all was the Incredible String Band. And they played a plethora of instruments, but none of them, apart from a guitar, none of them especially well. They were never fluent on any of these many instruments, but they could use them enough to flavour a piece of music, or flavour a song, without pretending to be professional at it. So there's something about this that is really tricky for a guitarist. because when you play this scale, you begin on the middle. There are three sets of strings, and you begin on the middle, but the next note in the scale is on a lower string. So instead of going up to the next string, you go down one, then you go to the top one. That takes a bit getting used to. So in time you'll hear some music from me using the tongue drum and the saz perhaps together. Also the guitar that I have in Robert Fripp tuning, I'm going to be using that quite a bit more because it's a unique sound. That said, I think the next thing I'll be putting out is far more conventional, but more about that later. So thanks for listening.